Viewers, today the Prime Minister was back in Varanasi to thank the electorate for electing him तीसरी बार consecutively. Speaking at a function organized so that he could flag off the latest tranche of the Kisan Samman Nidhi disbursements, the Prime Minister resolved to work harder for the constituents because, as he said, Ma Ganga had adopted him. Listen in, viewers.
जी के लोगों ने मुझे लगातार तीसरी बार अपना प्रतिनिधि चुनकर धन्य कर दिया है। अब तो मां गंगा ने भी जैसे मुझे गोद ले लिया है, मैं यहीं का हो गया हूं। इतनी गर्मी के बावजूद आप सभी यहां बड़ी संख्या में आशीर्वाद देने आए और आपकी ये तपस्या देख करके सूर्य देवता भी थोड़ा ठंडक बरसाने लग गया। मैं आपका आभारी हूं, मैं आपका ऋणी हूं।
The Prime Minister has returned to also rededicate himself to serving the constituency that has seen an impressive jump in numbers after some of its key attractions were beautified. And I'm talking about, viewers, numbers that make a direct impact on the people's lives. Now, Modi's victory margin, which was at 36% in 2014, 45.2% in 2019, came down to 13.50% in 2024. The lowered margin has given his opponents a handle to suggest that he has lost the moral authority to represent Varanasi. Viewers, the Congress in particular has been exceptionally cutting in its rebukes aimed at the Prime Minister. But this summary conflation of the margin of victory with the quality of the mandate is a simplistic, if not utterly dilatory exercise. In electoral outcomes in India, performance of the incumbent is just one of the several moving parts that can impact the result. Here are some hard facts that establish that Modi's performance cannot be linked to the diminished mandate on several counts, which, viewers, illuminate the ease of living in Kashi. Voters' lives have improved in the years since Modi took charge of the constituency, from better functioning neonatal centers to quality of care at neonatal facilities to access to vaccination in girl-child schools, have all shown an improvement for a period between 2015 and 2022. In general, more people are living in homes with electricity, water and sanitation. The figures are there, viewers, and you can see how these numbers have only grown over the years. Access to health insurance and clean cooking fuel has also increased. Sanitation, viewers, is almost up 40%. Look at those numbers. They're all there, and these are figures, viewers, which are certified, established, uploaded. They've been on the record for years altogether. You can go and Google them. It's all part of the National Family Health Surveys that are conducted regularly. A deeper analysis of the results shows that key constituents of the once formidable social coalition built up by the BJP in Uttar Pradesh may have crumbled. This is particularly true of some key Hindu voters. A post-poll survey conducted by the CSDS Institute certainly suggests that non-Jatavs and a significant chunk of non-Yadavs crossed over to the India bloc, in particularly BSP voters. Let's have a look at those numbers, viewers. Look, I always speak with the weight of statistical evidence, viewers, behind me. All of this is information that proves that the quality of the mandate had very little to do with the performance of the incumbent, which case was Prime Minister Modi. So there was another factor that was working, which has led to these dramatic changes in the way various constituencies have voted. The upper caste viewers, as you can see, more or less stuck by the NDA. That's not where the problem was. It wasn't the Thakur votes and all of that that was the problem. Let's have a look at the next constituents, the Yadav vote. Again, viewers, the Yadav vote, voting to type, you can see that it has increased when it comes to the India Alliance from 2019. Earlier, viewers, if you remember, it was at 82%. It was at 59.2% plus the 5% of the Congress, so roughly about 65%. Now it's gone up to 82% because the Samajwadi Party and of course the Congress are an alliance this time. Viewers, let's look at the Kurmi Koiri class. There, viewers, India has got 34%. The India bloc got 34% of their vote. The NDA, by and large, retained its share. It came down by about 12%, but by and large, it did well amongst this class of voters. Viewers, the non-Yadav OBCs, look at the numbers here. Look at the significant decrease in the non-Yadav OBCs. So some of these EBC castes, etc., decided to flee the BJP. Even though, viewers, they got disproportionate share of the resources. The Jatavs, viewers, stuck with the BSP, and when they didn't, they went in overwhelming numbers to the India bloc once again, viewers. Non-Jatavs, here actually, viewers, the NDA has suffered the most erosion, and you can see those numbers. Viewers, the Muslims also voted according to type. They voted en bloc for the India Alliance. So there was obviously a degree of polarization that took place. The Yadavs, the Muslims, voted en bloc. And there you can see those pictures, viewers, from Varanasi, where the Prime Minister is at the Ghats, Dashwamedh Ghat, I think, there. And he is offering oblations to the deity, thanking him in gratitude for the beneficence that has been, of course, blessed upon the Prime Minister. He's come back a third time. He made references, of course, to the voters, etc. But viewers, as I told you, it's not really the performance. So what was it? Let's open this up. Let's ask some fundamental questions. Let me bring in Kamru Chaudhary. Let me bring in Karan Verma. Let me bring in Dr. Birendra Chaudhary and Tuhin Sinha, the national spokesperson of the BJP. Let's open them all up. Let's have a look at what they have to say as we get these pictures, viewers, from the Ghats of Varanasi, where the Prime Minister is conducting those rituals, as he always does after he has won the elections. He did it in 2014, he did it in 2019, he's doing it in 2024. But let me just pose this, first of all, to Kamru Chaudhary. Kamru Chaudhary, look, your party has been attacking the Prime Minister, saying that, look, he's a ek tihai or 1/3 Prime Minister. Yes, his victory margin has come down by a third, but how does that constitute a moral defeat for him? This is a constituency adopted in 2014. He made it his home. You can see the figures there. These are not figures that I have cooked up. You can also Google them, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary. And they established that he has performed. On most conceivable indicators, he has performed. I'm not even getting into the infrastructure development of this constituency. Yet, viewers, the Congress and Mr. Chaudhary says that he has no right to govern this particular constituency. I could say the same about Shashi Tharoor. He won with the narrowest of margins. Has he also lost the right to represent Thiruvananthapuram? Mr. Chaudhary, explain this. I don't understand this duplicity. Why is a different yardstick applied to the Prime Minister and certainly a different yardstick applied to Mr. Tharoor, for instance?
Yeah, thank you, Rahul,
Yeah.
for that lengthy analysis that you have just done out here, citing the development indicators of Varanasi and Uttar Pradesh, along with the voting pattern of the voters of Uttar Pradesh, linking that to the block voting by a particular community or communities. Rather, I will say against the Bharatiya Janata Party and Narendra Modi. That's what you wanted to suggest. But I believe it is overly simplistic and a flawed take, without going into the basic reasons why people did not vote for Narendra Modi, despite being the elected MP of Varanasi for the last 2 terms. This term also he won it. But you must understand the fundamental difference, that are the people ready to take in all those rhetorical Hindutva arguments and that rhetoric or over religious appeals that he is believing that the Hindu voters would turn en masse as they had done for him. But this strategy backfired as it turned off certain secular minded centrist Hindus looking for governance on bread and butter issues rather than divisive identity politics. That's the bottom line that should have been taken by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And I believe Rahul, being one of most senior journalists of India, being in this field for quite long, than we can understand, you should have gone into the real facts, the undercurrent that India has been through. We all need some basic answers from the double engine Sarkar about why Uttar Pradesh multi-dimensional poverty is still lower than many of the neighboring countries of India like Bangladesh, Bhutan or Sri Lanka or Pakistan. Why, despite being receiving the major share of funds from the central quota, from the central funds, why Uttar Pradesh is still not able to lift at least 50% of his population
Kamru
who are
Chaudhary,
multi-dimensionally
if the
poor
condition, and
in
look,
at
I'm
least.
not going to challenge you on these numbers. If you go back into my timeline, my Twitter timeline, and the show that I did here for the hard facts, I went into some of the economic distress indicators also, with particular regard to Uttar Pradesh. So I've done my job. I'm only asking you, sir, if all of it is so bad, why didn't the people just vote out completely the BJP and select the Congress to rule them? Why is the Congress stuck only at 99? After all, you were promising them a vision for India, upliftment, this, that, the other. You've claimed that you've done fantastic work even in Karnataka. Again, there you didn't get the majority of the Lok Sabha seats. In Telangana, within 6 months of winning an election, you were also humbled. In Andhra, you have not been able to do anything. In Rajasthan, you've ridden on the coattails of Jat anger and fanned a little bit of the anxieties. I mean, divisiveness, you're viewing it from a very narrow lens, you see. I mean, are you trying to tell me that in 2014 and 2019, the Hindu card was not used by the BJP? Of course it was. Who are you kidding here? And yet they got 303 seats. So, I think what you're not telling our viewer, honestly, is that there was a bit of a fake narrative built up to scare some of the castes that are extremely backward in this country. You said that Mr. Modi is trying to get 400 seats so that he can change the constitution. Tell me, sir, what could he not have done with 303 that he needed to do with 404?
No, Rahul, one thing that Narendra Modi and his party tried to project over 2014, 2019 and 2024 are in their belief that the Hindus are voting as a homogeneous vote bank. But they failed in major of the states. They have been successful in states like Gujarat. They have been successful in Madhya Pradesh.
No, you're not answering my question. Kamru Chaudhary, as usual, you're not answering my question.
Now, the simplistic approach that Rahul you can take is that the Hindus voted on the basis of their caste. But that's not the fact.
No, how is it not the fact? You made it about caste. Did you not make this election about caste? Did you not say that you were going to be changing the constitution? Rahul Gandhi was holding up the constitution. I'm just asking you a simple question. Yes or no?
It was only about the bread and butter issue.
No, hang on. Just a minute. Did Rahul Gandhi hold up the constitution of India and say that it was under threat because Mr. Modi wants 400 plus seats so he can rewrite the constitution, change reservation policy? Did he not say this? If he didn't, sir, I will pull out the tweets. I will pull out his comments.
No. Rahul, Anand Kumar Hegde was a BJP MP.
Sir,
or
did he
Congress
say
MP.
it or not?
Arun Govind
Did
was,
Rahul Gandhi say it or
did
not?
the Congress
Okay.
party start this debate on the
Okay,
caste
let me open
reservation
this up,
issue,
viewers.
or
Let me
did
open this up.
did
Let
the
me bring
BJP
in. Fair enough. I'm not sitting here to fight anyone's, carry anyone's brief for them. I'll bring in Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin Sinha, respond, chapter and verse, to Kamru Chaudhary.
Well,
Why
good
is
evening,
it?
Rahul.
Why is it that the Prime Minister's victory margin came down as much as it has?
Well, good evening, Rahul. Good evening, everybody. You know, for the third time loser Congress party to call the Prime Minister Ek Tihai Pradhan Mantri is rather cheap, puerile, and, you know, it doesn't make any sense at all. If you look at the vote share of Prime Minister Modi ji, it is more or less the same as 2014. In 2014, he got 56% vote share. This time he got 54% vote share. If you count the total number of votes, that also is more or less the same. But yes, there was consolidation on the other side. The SP Congress votes, you know, got clubbed together, which is one of the reasons why the victory margin came down. And, you know, it seems that there was some sort of complacence among supporters because they were very sure of a mammoth victory. So these are factors we will get into. But I don't think, you know, that the amount of work, the quantum of work that Prime Minister has done for Varanasi stands in any way diminished by, you know, a small decline or a small fall in the victory margin. The fact is there is a fundamental difference in the way Prime Minister Modi views Varanasi and the way Gandhis view their constituency. For Prime Minister Modi, it's a vocation to serve that constituency as a son. For the Gandhis, it is a mere business entity, a business asset which can be bequeathed to the kith and kin, you know, as and when needed. And that explains why Rai Bareli over the last 7 decades did not have an AIMS. The first AIMS was given to Rai Bareli in 2018 by the NDA government under Prime Minister Modi. So I think, you know, the difference is far beyond numbers. It is in the emotion, it is in the involvement, it is in the vocation with which Prime Minister
Okay,
Modi
hang on. 1 minute. Let me open this up. Let me bring in Dr. Birendra Chaudhary. Dr. Chaudhary, you've heard both sides now. One side says performance has not been up to the mark. I have shown certain indices in which the performance doesn't seem to be a problem. And I haven't even gone into the infrastructure projects, etc., and the overall development of Kashi as a constituency. You've heard the BJP, they say that, look, the vote share of the Prime Minister hasn't really fallen that much. The turnout also remained pretty much the same. So what has exactly gone wrong here?
नमस्कार। देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं थोड़ा फैक्ट्स बोलना चाहूँगा कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी और राहुल गांधी कांग्रेस पार्टी क्योंकि दोनों तरफ से कह रहे हैं। देखिए, आंकड़े यही कहता है कि आज देश में बीजेपी या नरेंद्र मोदी को सबसे ज़्यादा वोट मिला है 36.5%, और दूसरे नंबर की जो पार्टी है वो कांग्रेस है। फर्क कितना है, उन्हें मिला है 21%। ये ऑल इंडिया डेटा कहता है, इलेक्शन कमीशन का डेटा। अब हम आते हैं उत्तर प्रदेश पे। उत्तर प्रदेश में सीटें घटी हैं बीजेपी की, लेकिन लार्जेस्ट वोट कैचर कौन है? सबसे ज़्यादा वोट बीजेपी को मिला है, वो है 41.37%। सीट मिला है 33। दूसरे नंबर की पार्टी जो है 10% का फासला है, यानी एसपी को मिला है 33.59%। तीसरी बात बनारस का। बनारस में प्राइम मिनिस्टर का वोट गिरा जरूर है 10%, 64% से 54% पे आया है, लेकिन ध्यान देने की बात यह है कि बनारस में जितने भी वोट गिरे हैं प्रधानमंत्री के लिए वो 50% से ज्यादा है, यानी 54%। और जो कांग्रेस या सपा के जो संयुक्त उम्मीदवार हैं उनको कितना मिला है? 40%। यहां भी फासला 14% का है। तो ये तो आंकड़े साबित करता है कि आप नरेंद्र मोदी के पॉपुलैरिटी पे, सपोर्ट पे, वोट पे क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते। अब रही बात कि 10% वोट क्यों गिरा बीजेपी का स्टेट लेवल पर, क्योंकि ऑल इंडिया लेवल पर 1.5% गिरा है। उत्तर प्रदेश में 10% के आसपास गिरा है, बनारस में भी 10% गिरा है। इसका साफ कारण यह है कि डेमोग्राफी शिफ्ट हुआ है, मुस्लिम वोट एनमास हुआ है, क्योंकि बनारस में 3 लाख वोटर मुस्लिम्स हैं, वो शिफ्ट हुए हैं। ओबीसी जो नॉन यादव वोट है उसमें शिफ्ट हुआ है। जो नॉन जाटव है उसमें शिफ्ट हुआ है, इससे भी इनकार नहीं किया जा सकता है।
Demography, they say, is destiny. Viewers, let's open it up. Let me bring in Karan Verma. Let me also bring in R. Rajagopalan. Let me bring them in. Karan Verma. Let's show most of our guests, please. Let's show them, because it's very difficult otherwise for viewers to relate. Let me just ask you, Karan Verma, what exactly has happened? Look, I mean, it's mystifying. The Prime Minister is here. There are large number of people in the BJP that sort of are grudging. Some people have used the term gently, in closed quarters, the ingratitude. We've done so much. We did so much. Right. We've got two very capable leaders, a double engine, yet we've ended up like this. And we've given the bragging rights to, the SP and the Gandhis. The Hindu voter didn't show up, this, that, the other. What exactly went wrong here?
So, Rahul, one thing we cannot deny is that the ugly head of caste politics and identity politics has reared its head, and it's there to stay now. There was a time just before this election where the nation was also coming together in the sense that, people were voting for development, voting for national issues. Unfortunately, a bit of that has changed post this election. And when Kamru Zaman says, oh, really? Well, in fact, the Nara of the Samajwadi Party was PDA. Pichhada Dalit Alpsankhit. I mean, what can be more brazen than this in terms of identity politics? And arm it with misinformation. Misinformation to a point where Revant Reddy actually retweets that deepfake video, and it goes down to the last mile. And I know of workers, Congress workers, Samajwadi Party workers, in the last lanes, in the by-lanes of UP, they continued showing that Amit Shah fake video where they said reservation is going to end if the BJP gets 350 seats. They polarized it along caste lines. They accused the BJP of polarizing. Actually, this election got polarized along caste lines. Because if we talk about development...
Kamru Chaudhary, you danced on divisions in society to get your mandate. Is that really what happened? Karan Verma believes this.
This is the arrogance of Karan Verma and the Bharatiya Janata Party ecosystem that you still do not understand the pulse of the voters.
Why did you call your... Why was your slogan PDA?
Of the voters.
Okay.
It has got nothing to do with caste dynamics. It is the failure of the Narendra Modi government's policies.
How?
And the overt communal polarization tone that has been done by the Narendra Modi himself.
Where they have failed.
No, the dog whistles about minority communities. To blame blunt statements stand of many moderate voters looking for an inclusive vision. That's in India.
How can it be an inclusive vision when you are talking about identity and caste identity? Mr. Rajagopalan, is there a contradiction in what the Congress is saying tonight on this show and what it practices and preaches in the streets?
Rahul Shivshankar, Congress did a fraud on the electorates. Congress brought this type of constitution, fake narratives, and डरा दिया है. डरो मत कह रहे थे, लेकिन वो खुद डराते हैं सबको. I go with Birinder Chaudhary and Karan Verma. The point is there is a democratic differences also. Polarization has taken place, and moreover, when Congress heckles Prime Minister as one-third Prime Minister, Congress is also two-digit Congress party. It does not increase its tally, though they are wanting to artificially make it as 100, but still they are struggling with two digits. Coming to the main point, Rahul Shivshankar, today is a very, very important day. I have some inside information about what RSS leader and Mr. Mohan Bhagwat and Yogi Adityanath discussed yesterday. And Mr. Yogi Adityanath debriefed Prime Minister. That type of, far-reaching things have happened. Congress is stuck only with the two digits and they only pinch Prime Minister. Congress has done really, I am again repeating, did a constitutional fraud on the nation, fraud on the voters.
Kamru Chaudhary, would you like to respond, sir? How can so many people be wrong?
Rahul, I understand it's a 5:1 debate, but still, nevertheless, I try to defend the morality and the ethos of the nation and its voters. If the voters have voted Congress party, which stands at 102 right now in the strength, then I salute the voters of this country for coming back so strongly in favor of the Congress party. The nation, the people are the real Shakti. And Indian democracy in these elections has reaffirmed its vibrance and the people's ability to course correct whenever it is necessary. The people have course corrected out here. Nothing to be afraid of. Radicalization, de-radicalization has begun after 2024. We expect by 2026
How
or
do the
27,
people-
most of India
Okay.
will be de-radicalized.
No, one second.
That's the
De-radicalize. One
bottom
second, one
line.
second, one second. How does this happen? How does a course correction happen, sir?
We have given the example by winning more than 40 seats in Uttar Pradesh.
Winning more
They
than 40
considered
seats.
To be, now wait, Rahul, if you are asking a question, let me reply also.
Oh, I didn't. I thought you just made a closed
Uttar
statement.
Pradesh was supposed to be a Hindutva laboratory for the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay.
You inaugurated the Ram Mandir with the hope that the voters will be polarized one side. That
Right.
did not go according to your wishes. You tried to bring in the election commission by hijacking what Supreme Court had mandated. You tried to seize the political parties' funds. The Congress party's funds were seized. You tried to use the ED and the CBI. These are all not going good with the voters.
Okay.
There is a chance, Narendra Modi ji.
So I can ask you.
You can still start an
Can I ask
inclusive
you? Can I ask you?
campaign.
Can I ask you, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Just very quickly. You know, you constantly talked about dictatorship. You know what dictators do, sir? They have a stranglehold over the mandate. You cannot have a mandate that the dictator doesn't want. So here, you are now admitting that this was a course correction. This is a vibrancy. These are your words, not mine. Vibrancy of the Indian electorate on show. This was a course correction that we should not be afraid of. Now, viewers, Kamru Chaudhary is suddenly evoking the power of the people. How does this work, viewers, under a dictatorship? There are dictatorships in Pakistan. There are dictatorships in Russia, in China. There is even a controlled democracy in Singapore. There is a controlled democracy even in Thailand, where certain leaders love to go for holidays. Viewers, here, there is no control on democracy. It's just proven the point. That was another fear that was injected over a period of 8-9 years, that India's democratic decline under Modi, dictator Modi. Now, dictator Modi must be the weakest dictator. He's contributing to his own loss. Mr. Raja Gopalan, what kind of dictator is Modi? He's a weak dictator.
Congress party has given a narrative about the election commission. How did Mr. Rahul Gandhi win this Wayanad and Raebareli? Was there not any election commission did not do anything, and they took on Supreme Court. Now Congress has gone the fake narrative, and now that is showing up in Karnataka. Third day of the election results are out. They increase the price rise of petrol and diesel. It is a fraud on the nation, fraud on the people, fraud on the voters. They cannot do that, you know. You cannot be. I totally disagree with Kamru Chaudhary because he is peddling a parade of Congress fraudism, and he is coming here in the studio and saying.
No, let's ask him. He must get all the chance to speak today because Kamru Chaudhary is eloquent. He never puts his foot in his own mouth. He's very eloquent. He makes a solid point. So I want to ask you, sir, you said inflation was out of control in this country under Modi. The Congress party said it. You have said it several times. And the other people here, Dr. Ranganathan, when he was here, used to always pull out these statistics and show you how inflation was going down. Now, I want to ask you, sir, raising the price of fuel in Karnataka, will that not give a spurt to inflation, sir?
No, basically, our government has already clarified in Karnataka.
No, I want you to answer.
No, I'm answering. Rahul, it's not a so simplistic an answer without going into the generic problem that has been created by the central government not releasing the funds to the Karnataka as per the Finance Commission recommendation.
So you punish, go to the courts. Otherwise, you punish the voter, you're saying.
Already we have gone to the court.
Okay.
And
why isn't the court sided with you?
So many state governments, so many in Kerala government had went to the court, Karnataka government has gone to the court.
Why didn't the court come out in your favor?
The ruling is there. What did they say in the Kerala government? What did they say? The Kerala government's case.
What did they say?
Kerala government's case. Go to the finance ministry, discuss it once again and release the funds.
So basically because
that's an
at your level, it wasn't in order. It wasn't in order. I'm asking you, sir, does inflation... No, hang on, one second. Inflation, will it not go up by increasing the fuel, sir?
Okay, then please answer me. One question I'm asking anybody on this panel. What is the share of the cess and surcharges that the government of India collects? Can anybody tell? It's 28.1%.
One second, sir. I had tweeted a few days. No, 1 second, viewers. Just 1 second.
Not even a single penny is being given back to the state government.
1 second.
Even you see 2014, there was a big
viewers,
Jamila
put this in perspective for you. Let me put this in perspective for you. These people are now trying to put out their facts to suggest, to rationalize their decision to increase fuel prices. Had the centre done it, and it had to do it at one time because, viewers, if you remember, the import bill after a war and a pandemic had ballooned. Despite that, Modi took on the West, USA and others, and got you oil from Russia. Now, you can call it under the table oil, over the table oil, but the fact is, because of that deal that was struck with the Russians, you and I are paying less for our petrol and diesel. But let me give you some hard facts, viewers. In Karnataka, the price per litre of petrol is higher compared to all states except for 7 in the Indian Union. Petrol per litre costs the least in Andaman and most in Andhra and Telangana. And who rules Telangana, viewers?
Congress, Revant Reddy, Rahul Reddy.
That is strange. That is very strange. That is very, very strange, viewers.
What's the rate of petrol in Rajasthan?
1 second. Excise duty, 1 second. I'm saying, sir, that there are 7 other states. Hello, Mr. Chaudhary, allow me to speak. I have not contradicted.
You asked Telangana, you should have asked.
I'm talking about Andhra. Who's in Andhra? Andhra also is with NDA, right?
NDA right now.
Yeah,
so why don't you reduce the prices?
I said the highest price. No, 1 second. No, that is the debate. Very much the debate. You are being exposed. 1 minute. Let me look at excise duty. Hang on. He talked about excise duty. Now, Mr. Chaudhary, you're not allowing me to speak. You're bulldozing me. You're bullying me, and soon you will put a case. Hang on. Just relax.
1 second.
Viewers,
Can I make a small point?
Excise duty levied by the central government on fuel in Karnataka is 19.90 per litre on petrol. But VAT levied by the Karnataka state is upwards of 24 rupees. Clearly, Karnataka government's VAT levy is higher than the centre's excise duty, viewers.
Where that money goes, guarantee. They did
Guarantee.
a fraud on people.
Well,
Rahul.
Yes.
Rahul.
Yeah.
Rahul, one
yes, to
simple
Hinson.
point I will just finish off.
Rahul,
I'll just finish off.
let
One
us
simple
simplify
point.
this.
One-
Let us
one
simplify
simple-
this. The Congress party has perpetrated a vicious scam throughout these elections, a fake promises scam, and somehow, they've been lucky to succeed with it. And, they seem so enamored of that model that every day Rahul Gandhi continues to peddle a fresh falsehood, a fresh misinformation, whether it is on the EVM. When he goes to Kerala, he says, Modi ji will not allow you to have dosa. I think, this falsehood somehow we were taken unaware, but I think this is one of the reasons why.
Mr. Rajagopalan, can it all change? Can it change? Or has the BJP lost the ability to fight this narrative?
Not at all. The 1% decline shows the extent to which they can go. They can't go beyond this. And I think BJP will bounce back very strong.
Okay, Mr. Rajagopalan, your response.
They don't have any fresh issue.
I want to say only one thing.
Yeah.
What happened in Congress office in Lucknow? 1 lakh receipt, they wanted to have that guarantee, cut. Where did it go? And
Those are the BJP workers sent by BJP to the Congress office.
All right.
Everybody
Okay.
is not a fool like you.
Okay,
People-
viewers,
people
I need to move on because
Can I
there
make a
has
small
been
point?
a frightful, there has been a frightful attack on our democracy, and I'm going to come to that story in just 30 seconds. But viewers, I just want to remind you, for last 3 days, you see, we have been discussing that old EVM spectre. Why? Because one newspaper, which actually, viewers, costs more, actually, to purchase. And let me be very honest with you. When it is sold in scrap, then when you actually buy it, viewers, came out and said that in Maharashtra, in North Mumbai, in that constituency, a chap went in, a supporter of the winning candidate goes in with his mobile. He did go in with his mobile, but he actually used an OTP to infiltrate the EVM and fix the result in favor of the Shinde Sena. Viewers, the opposition jumped on that story like it was no one's business to suggest that EVMs need to be rid of in this country, that they are all rigged, forgetting that Modi got 240 with the same EVM. Anyhow, viewers, soon that newspaper decides to withdraw that article saying they made a big mistake. It was a big misquote, and they used some other harsh words to excoriate themselves. Thankfully, they had the decency to do so. The entire narrative flopped in 10 seconds. Khata-kat, it flopped, viewers. Think about that, viewers. I always told you before you go to vote, listen, observe, verify before you cast your vote. Some of you didn't do it, viewers. In Delhi, we have power cuts because there are a large number of people who decided to buy into the free power schemes. Viewers, now you sweat it out. I want to move on.